Gavin Newsom not only wants to ruin California, he wants to ruin the country. And hey, everybody, Scott Walters, buckle up, strap in. We got a hard-hitting pull, no punches, no sugarcoating it, no rainbows or sunshine. I'm just going to give it to you and give it to you straight. We got a good one to unpackage today. Welcome to the show. I hope everybody's doing great. So Gavin Newsom, he has pretty much single-handedly, by all reports, ruined California. California went from the Golden State, one of the best places in the world to live, to completely mismanaged. Now, I mean, you have to put a lot of this blame on Gavin Newsom. He is the governor of the state. And the biggest challenge I'm having right now, which caused me to turn this camera on, and I haven't really posted on this channel for a while, so I did want to post on it. And I'm a real estate guy. So I'm not super into politics, but you know, I've been around long enough to know, and I've been covering enough of the economic climate with our economy, courtesy of the housing market, the biggest asset class on planet Earth. Jump over to Scott Walters Real Estate on YouTube if you're interested in that. But the reality is this: we've got a big issue right now. Because, you know, I believe Trump, he is going to do everything he can to make sure this economy doesn't crash on his watch. And we've already seen all these Democratic leaders completely against Republicans in general, but especially Trump. They really despise him with a passion. And that's one of the curious things about Trump. Either people love him or they hate him. There's no really middle ground with Trump. And I get it. He's a brash guy. He's not polished in terms of his political pedigree. There's a lot of things that could be questioned with him for sure. I mean, I think people have him under a really much bigger microscope than other presidents. I mean, Clinton, what he did in the Oval Office and was able to remain in office, was, if that was to happen to Trump, I mean, it would be like, get a rope. Right? So there's a lot of things that have changed for sure. We're just willing to tolerate a lot more, it would seem. But even with like the last administration prior to Trump, you know, having the pride flag flying at the White House. I mean, these are things that don't belong. People have the right to choose and identify and worship and do whatever they want. But we don't have to have it stuffed down our throats. And that's where Gavin Newsom comes in. He not only wants to tear down the wall and everybody that was removed, that was here in the country illegally, he wants them back in. Why, you ask? Well, of course, I'm going to tell you, because he can make more money. He can get into your pocket, the taxpayers' pockets, by funding that, which in essence puts more money in his pocket. I'm a little concerned right now because I think if Gavin Newsom, and really he's the front runner, and it's not because of his qualifications, clearly, because his qualifications aren't there. What could he really run on other than Trump haters? People that just hate Trump so much that they became Democratic because of Trump, right? They could be an independent. They might have been a Republican. It's a big issue for sure. Now, what I'm seeing currently, friends, this is big. I mean, this is massive. I think Trump will do everything he can, barring a black swan event, coming in and just tanking the economy and throwing us into this gnarly recession, or something happens to him and he's removed from office. Gavin Newsom, see, he's a politician through and through. When we talk about draining the swamp, he's really the picture that could be displayed in the dictionary under "drain the swamp," in my opinion. And I hate to say that because I'm not saying that I'm perfect, because none of us are perfect, and that's why we have to remember, even our current president, you know, in a lot of people's eyes, he's perfect, right? But he's not. He's not perfect, and even though I voted for him, I'm not here to tell you he's perfect, because he's not, because nobody is. But I think he was the most qualified guy that we had at the time. And I believe everything he's doing, he said he was going to do, and he's in fact doing it. So it just rubbed a lot of this Democratic movement the wrong way. And that's the thing. Like I always say, I'm going to give it to you straight. You know, we don't have room for, you know, social components in here in terms of gender, you know, identification and things like that. Those should be kept separately. They don't belong in government. But that's where we're headed. I believe if Gavin Newsom, and there's a good chance, like I said, he will become president, because they just don't have anybody else that's, see, good news, any news is good news, right? any publicity is, I'm sorry, let me rephrase. Any publicity is good publicity. And Gavin Newsom's getting a lot of negative publicity, but is putting his face behind the camera. And he knows this. He knows you guys, and he thinks we're all dumb. And this, the fact just is fat, as long as he's in the headlines and he's challenging Trump and this and that, he's going to get a lot of people behind him for that alone. And they will ignore his failure at leadership just because he's a Trump hater. Other Trump haters are going to vote for him simply on that alone. And final thoughts. I come to you as a friend, as a content creator, as a guy that wants to see you not only win in life, understand the waters you're swimming in now, they're shark infested. USA, welcome to the swimming pool. It looks like your next president could be, in fact, a Democratic president by the name of Gavin Newsom. I hope not, but right now I'm hearing whispers that, that's what his plans are, and I'm hearing a lot of people that are probably ready to endorse him as president because they know that he's willing to sell out and sell out all the way if needed. He is so power hungry. And the fact for me, he is so dense. Like, it's all right to make mistakes if you can admit you made a mistake. He's unwilling to admit he made mistakes. We've seen what's happened. He spent a lot of money on a railway that never happened. Homelessness that just exploded when he received money to tame it. Wildfires ripped through neighborhoods and fire hydrants were dry because he didn't access water that was available. Do you want this guy running your country? If you are a praying man or woman, I suggest you pray right now. We need to get in front, and we're going to need some serious help because the current president is not going to be president forever, and unfortunately it looks like Gavin Newsom is going to be the next in line. That's why I'll be here to blow the lid off it every step of the way, because it's not only what we need, it's in fact what we deserve. If you appreciate the content, I want to humbly ask you to give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Social media link in the description of this video if you'd like to contact me there, along with links to channels I've appeared on I think you might enjoy. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love the next video, and there's an easy subscribe icon for your convenience. As always, thank you for your time. Please go make it count today. God bless. I'll see you on the next video.